edition of PM Express. It's a special one being brought to you from arguably the busiest house in Ghana today, Parliament House. Here we will bring you all the nitty-gritties of what is going to happen in this house today. A few moments from here, this house is going to change. We are going to have a new parliament because the old one will be dissolved. I have two members of parliament with me here. We will be breaking down all the issues and discussing them. We will be talking to our correspondent, Elton John Brobe. We have Joseph Opoku Gapo. We have other members of the Joy News team, the election headquarters here, and we will bring you all the details. Let me come into the studio and talk to two gentlemen. They are in the minority currently. A few hours from now, they will be in the majority. The first man who is in a nice, colorful smock, Mr. Frank Anodampre. He is a member of parliament for Asoma Adojiri. Welcome to PM Express. And then I have with me Kennedy Osenya, who is the Achim Suedu MP, both of them existing members of parliament. Gentlemen, welcome.
Thank you.
Let me start with Honorable Kennedy. How long have you been in the house?
Oh, this is my first term. First term. My first term. I'm just ending my first term today.
Yeah, okay. You're just ending your first term today. How does it feel moving from being in the minority to being in the majority in a few hours' time?
I mean, it comes with a lot of, I don't know how to put it, but it's a fulfillment. You know, we've been waiting for such an opportunity for long, and finally God has been so good. We've won emphatically with the majority in Parliament, and not just a normal majority, but great majority, which to me is a sign of some good thing to come in the seventh Parliament, that we're going to have a greater number of parliamentarians on our side to push whatever agenda that we want to get. So
it's a great feeling.
It's a great feeling Frank, for me.
Can you resist the temptation to just railroad your way because you have a supermajority?
Well, first of all, I think that we need to show gratitude to the overwhelming Ghanaian electorates who have given us this fresh mandate to be able to deepen our democracy and also bring welfare to the doorstep of the Ghanaian people. That will be an exciting experience, and from my little experience in student politics and some Ghanaian politics, I don't know how challenging it's going to be. I've been very critical of government right from my student leadership days.
In practical reality, can you be critical of the MPP that you are a part of?
Well, if the need be, we will do that. But we will have to do that because...
And I note a caveat, if the need be.
If the need be, because, I mean, ultimately we are looking at certain deliverables that have to be delivered. So if it comes lacking and there is a reason for us to do a good oversight, we will have to do that. We will not be coerced into submission merely on the grounds of the significant numbers that we have. We need to change the paradigms, and if the need be, we have to be critical of our own government or our own party. We have to do it because from 1992 up to this time, our democracy, which has been in the fledgling stages, is coming of age, and the expectation out there is huge. So one cannot behave anyway, because there are people out there who are waiting, and the next elections, is just at the corner. Ghanaians have given us an overarching support, 1.5 difference, million difference. We've never experienced this in recent times, or even in our body politics.
Huge.
It's huge, and it comes with a certain huge expectation. We are hoping to do a good job ultimately. If doing a proper oversight of the executive means being critical of government, we'll have to do that.
You are nodding. Are you able to provide this oversight because you have the numbers? And I followed your grumblings and complaints when the majority, the exiting majority, was passing all the loan agreements that you were unhappy about. Why is that guarantee that you won't do the same?
I mean, like my colleague said, you know, the fact that we have the overwhelming majority doesn't mean we will just sit down to be, or we could go to the executive and just for them to have their way. We have been voted into power by our constituents. They expect us to, we are representing them here. They expect us to do a good job so that at the end they also get the benefit from it. So we are going to provide the critique that we need to provide to our government to ensure that we get the best out of whatever we'll be doing here. So I can assure you that it will not be business as usual.
You just served 4 years. Were there any unmet expectations in these last 4 years?
I mean, a lot has gone on within this short stay in Parliament. Some are good, some are bad. My worst.
Were expectations met?
I mean, well, they are. I would say, as an institution, I cannot say that maybe we've performed badly because I'm part of the institution. Though what we were expecting, maybe we could not get it 100%. But I believe, in overall, this Parliament has performed well because I've been able to pass a number of laws and some number of agreements, which I believe with that passing such. I mean, yes. So I think we've done well.
You were holding demonstrations, and I remember that you and I clashed over one of those demonstrations. You came into the House. You've done 4 years. Your mandate has been renewed. Were there any disappointments?
Well, I think that before I came to Parliament, I had the impression that it was supposed to be an independent institution, you know. But if you look into our constitution now, unfortunately, 2/3 appointment of the executive comes from Parliament. And that is, if you look at the 1970-1969 constitution, it wasn't like that. So you have a certain compromise, for want of a better word, where the critique that is supposed to come from Parliament as a legislative arm of government doesn't come forth the way it should. So that was a disappointment. Then again, the issue of private members' bail. I mean, ordinarily one would have thought that if Parliament is seen as a lawmaking chamber body, but it appears unless the
Constitution says you can't sponsor a private member's bill if it will have financial implications.
Yes, I know about that, but I'm saying that Parliament is seen as a law-making body, and if we as ourselves cannot make laws, it will have to be contingent at cabinet and executive. That is not good enough. So moving forward, that has been a disappointment to me. Moving forward, I'm expecting that we'll be able to make some amendments with our numbers that we can easily make a constitutional amendment.
Do you support that? Sorry.
If I can just finish. Okay. Just to be able to facilitate the private members' bill activity so that Parliament by itself can meet and come out and pass a law by itself, not necessarily depending on the executive. I think that is lopsided, and it's something, as our democracy matures, we need to look at that again and be able to rough things up and get it smoothed.
Do you support what he's saying?
100%, because in the other jurisdictions, the Western world, it do happen. I mean, I'm surprised. I mean, Ghana, almost about 24 years after maybe democratic rule, we cannot promote private member bill, which is very, I think it doesn't speak well of our democracy. If everything has to emanate from the executive, then all the time, you have the executive who have their own way, whether through manipulations or whatever. But when private members are allowed to bring bills and make sure it goes through, then it will encourage the public, other people who have. So I fully support it. And going forward, I mean, I think if we have to make some kind of amendment to the existing constitution, we have to do that.
Seating arrangements on the floor of the House, is that going to change?
It has already changed. I was in the chamber. I have moved to the right side of the speaker.
You have moved also. Can the side contain all your members, or you will spill over to the...
Well, I think there's that has been taken care of by leadership, and it has been contained. I mean, so there's no problem. We should be all right, and we can't wait to start business. There are a lot of good ideas as propounded by
you guys, you didn't listen
president.
to Mr. President's advice to push the right to information bill.
You see, if maybe we may have to reserve that debate for another day, because there are a lot of issues as to it. I can also say that for all these while the president, His Excellency the President, had been in power, that was the only time I heard him make a categorical statement about this bill. The question is, why at this 11th hour? Okay, if it's that important, they are supposed to push the bill.
Yeah.
Yes, if it's that important, they wouldn't have waited up to this time. We are saying that we need to judge and get to a point where...
I sense an accusation of insincerity in what you are saying.
Well, that is your interpretation. But the impression I get from the president is that we could have done it earlier than this hour. And the president and his leadership have waited till this 11th hour. But mind you, eventually it will be passed into law. That you can trust us for that. But you don't hurriedly pass bills. It's a very important law, and we need to look at the nitty-gritties of it very well. Look at all the nuance, the relevant nuance that we have to look at. So we shouldn't rush it. We should, private members, the right information bill, we don't have to rush it. Let's look at it properly.
We have a few seconds left. Are you here with your family?
Well, they are not here. They are not in the country.
They are not in town.
Yeah, they are not in town.
Honorable, is your family here?
Yes, they are here.
They are here.
Yeah.
Wow, I would love to see them. Honorable Frank Anodompre is a member of Parliament for Asawam Algeria. Honorable Kennedy Ose, for this one, I have to be beating for this. MP for Achim Swidru. Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us on this discussion. It's been wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
We just seen two members of Parliament who are retained their seat on the majority side. We will take a break. When we come back, we will introduce you, more members of Parliament in the House. You're watching PM Express. Keep watching. You're welcome back. You're watching PM Express, and we are in Parliament today. The House, in a few hours' time, will be dissolved. The new Parliament will come into place, and old Parliament will leave. The minority will now be majority, majority will now be minority. I have a member of the incoming majority, Honorable Frida Prempeh, Member of Parliament for Tano North. Honorable, welcome to PM Express.
Thank you.
How was it retaining your seat?
I must say it wasn't easy. It was quite stressful because I was competing with a sitting district chief executive who represented the NDC, who had all the resources at his disposal. He had the security at his disposal, so it was difficult. And he had money, and the intimidation, the propaganda, the insult, the lies were just too many. You go and talk to your constituents to vote for you based on what you've been able to do for them. He'll go around and tell lies, and you have to go back and rebut it.
But
so the rebut it makes it very, very difficult. So it wasn't that easy. I had to work for it.
And,
I really
and
had
he
to
paid.
work. And he paid because I was able to increase the margin. I contested with him in 2012. Okay. And I beat him by 4,000.
And that was the first time you came into Parliament?
That was the first time I came in. And this time, the margin increased. So it paid off.
Did you profit from all of these problems with DKM and all of those problems?
Well, I wouldn't say no. It's a contributing factor to our win because if you vote for a government, you vote for a government to ensure that things are put right. But if you vote for a government who will turn back and tell you that because I'm a good government, I'll be able to put these microfinances together so you can go there, put your money there, and you have some interest on it. And at the end of the day, you end up losing your money. I don't think as a real person or real Ghanaian, you vote for the same government again.
How does it feel moving from being in the minority to being in the majority?
Let me tell you an interesting story that just happened a few minutes ago. I missed my way. I went through the minority side and my colleagues at the minority side started laughing at me that you missed your way. But this is the first time, so definitely there are some, we are going to do some of these things. But I'm happy that we've moved to the majority side. Just before we went on recess to firm up our campaign, I told some of my colleagues on the other side that when we come back, we'll be sitting at the right side of the speaker. And I remember I told the then regional minister, we met at a program in my constituency because he was supporting the NDC parliamentary candidate against me. So we came,
the regional minister.
Yes, and they brought the vice president's wife to that program, and he was also around. But at the program, I told him that by the grace of God, the MPP is going to win. And probably I might be taking over from you as the Brown regional minister. I said it.
Oh, really?
Yes, I told him.
Is that your ambition?
Well, I don't know why it came out of my mouth, but maybe it's because we're on the verge of winning the election. Probably that's why it came out of my mouth.
If it's offered, would you take it?
Oh, why not? To represent my people, why not? The only female MPP MP from the region. Last 4 years, I was the only female MPP MP from the region, and this time around, I'm the only female MP from the region.
And this is a region where your party swept many of the seats.
Yes, from 13 seats to 20 seats. But it's by dint of hard work. Not just DKM.
7 more seats.
But we worked for it. We worked for it. I can say that we've even worked harder than 2012. I work 24/7. I go through the villages, through the police station, so like 12 midnight, and sneak into Tano South as well to campaigns to support my candidate.
And engineer the loss of the NDC member of parliament for that
Yes, why not?
constituency.
Eric Opoku, Collins Zada, and Co. They were all in my constituency to ensure that I lose my seats. So I also promised my candidate at the time, who is now going to be sworn in tomorrow, that I also work to gain more seats from the half side for the MPP, and that's exactly what we've done.
And
I'm
I'm talking about that seat was being held by Dr. Hanabisi.
I'm happy that we've been able to win back a seat.
Yeah, it used to be an MPP
It
seat
used to be an
before
MPP
it
seat.
was lost.
Yes. I've always said that the NDC really has never won an election. Maybe it's through some electronic manipulations here and there. But this time, because we monitored the system, we've been able to win back our seats. And that's correct.
Are you lobbying for the regional minister position?
I am not actually lobbying for any position. I believe that Nana Addo
Will you lobby for it?
Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo knows my strength. And wherever he puts me, I'll serve my country.
Will you lobby for it?
I said that Nana knows my strength. My party hierarchy knows my strength. Wherever they put me, I will serve my country. I can serve in any other sector ministry other than the region. If I'm given opportunity to serve the good people of Brahafo, why not? If Nana says that I'd want you to work in this area, why not? I'll do that. In whichever capacity, I'll serve my country.
How lucky I am. Another female member of parliament just joined me in a beautiful Kente as well. Honorable Esla Owusi. I saw you this morning, did I? Was it this morning or yesterday?
Well, I was here this morning and I was here yesterday
Yes, you were
as well.
coming upstairs and I was standing there and I just shouted your name. Welcome to PM Express.
Thank you.
There were many who said you were going to lose your seat. Ablekuma West, right?
Yes.
How did you not lose it?
Well, a lot of people, let me say good evening to your viewers. A lot of people have said a lot of things about me in the past and been proven wrong. I like being underestimated, but I did say that I'm a bit of a tough nut to crack. I was confident that I would win, but a lot of people didn't believe that I could do it. So
Because your party in the constituency was divided.
Was it really?
Wasn't it?
I'm not so sure the party in the constituency was divided. Some section of the former executive in the party were against me, but 36,000 people voted for me in 2012. They constitute the party in the constituency. And they were solidly behind me because they were quite happy with my performance in the constituency and in Parliament and in the country generally. So whenever people started making those comments, all I said was that the proof of the pudding is in the eating. So let's just wait and see what happens on election day. And we worked our butts off. We worked really, really, really hard. A lot of people supported us. We got a lot of volunteers. A lot of the executives rose to the occasion. Very many people supported us in the constituency. And we won with a wider margin than we did the last time.
But Honorable Frida Prempeh has to go and look for her seat in the newly arranged floor of Parliament.
Yeah.
So thank you very much. I guess you can go look for your seat. Let me ask her a question I asked you. When you entered the House, did you miss your way?
I haven't entered the chamber yet.
Oh, you haven't entered the chamber. Okay.
So I also have to go and look for my seat. But I probably will miss my way because I was going to enter through.
And they just couldn't help laughing.
I was going to enter through this door. We have to go through the other door. It's going to take some getting used to. But I'm very happy that finally we're sitting at the right side of the Speaker.
How does it feel? This is your second term, US in the minority. Now you are going to the majority in an hour or so time, a few hours time when Parliament dissolves and a new one comes. You'll be in the majority. How does that feel? Even in the minority, you were a vocal MP.
It's exciting. I'm looking forward to it. And I'm sure that we will represent our constituents, our party, and the nation ably on the right side of the Speaker. I am sure that we will see a more vibrant Parliament. We will see more lively exchanges on the floor.
Because you have a super majority.
Oh, yes.
You will rubber stamp everything that the executive
Not on your life, not in the MPP, no. I mean, look at the way we conduct our elections. We are extremely diligent at whatever we do. So even though we have a super majority, you can be sure that every issue will be thoroughly debated and the right decision will be taken in the interest of the country. I'm going to miss being a backbencher though. So yesterday I made a bit of noise and said, hey, they should allow me. It's probably going to be my last time.
Parliament, and I've heard you on the morning show express reservations about your expectations when you first entered the House. Has anything changed?
Well, this is the beginning. This is going to be the beginning of the life of a new Parliament. So I hope that things will change. I hope that Parliament will be more assertive and assert its authority as the second arm of government. I hope we will not be taken for granted by the Akufo-Addo administration.
Is that a reasonable expectation? But because you may be in the executive, she may be in the executive as well, you are straddling two arms of government. You are in the executive, you are in the legislature.
But there's an account saying that if you have many farms, you work on them all. So you may wear many hats, but you have to perform all your different tasks as diligently as you do all the others. So even though we may be in the executive and the legislature, we shouldn't sacrifice one for the other. We should complement the different roles that we have and make sure that none suffers. So I have no doubt that no matter which roles we occupy, we will effectively perform our duties as legislators.
And I noticed with curiosity that you didn't reject my suggestion that you may be in the executive.
Oh, I hope to be. Oh, why not? We all aspire to the highest. Yes, no, I won't reject it.
Are you lobbying?
No, I'm not lobbying.
Will you be the communications minister?
I would definitely not reject it if I'm offered, and I will gladly accept it. Let's just wait. In a few hours, we would know.
Thank you. Yes, you wanted to say something.
No, not really. I just wanted to add that this is not the first time that we have ministers representing the executive and still serving as legislators. So definitely we're going to work.
Yeah, but that's what the Constitution requires.
That's
it's just that I'm wondering whether with a super majority and
as much as the Constitution requires, we cannot run away from that fact.
We'll do it.
We'll do it.
We'll do it.
And especially as women, we can do so many things at the same time.
You know, and I'm also very excited about the prominence that women appear to be taking in this new administration. We have a female chief of staff. Yeah. We have a female leader of the House. it's yet to be confirmed. It's yet to be confirmed. I think it's the first time that a woman has been given a deputy leader position. I don't know, but I think that traditionally.
Yes. Was a leader or a deputy leader.
Okay, that's great. So the MPP is following in this tradition of promoting women to positions of competence wherever they are, and I'm looking forward to seeing a lot more women also being appointed into positions of authority in this administration at all levels. It is a manifesto promise. We're watching keenly to make sure that we live up to it. We're confident that because of the manner in which Nana's early appointments have come out, that trend is going to continue. So women are going to come into their own in the Akufo-Addo administration. And it is an exciting time to be a Ghanaian woman.
Can they withstand the public scrutiny?
I think we're more than capable of withstanding the public scrutiny, and we will let the public know the stuff we're made of and make it easier for a lot more women to in succeeding generations to also get this opportunity to serve their nation.
Honorable Frida appeared to be surprised about my question. I've asked her that because undoubtedly she's been at the receiving end of very unpalatable
part of the
occupational hazards.
It's been part of the game, and we've gone through it. This is not the first time.
You suffer same.
Oh, definitely. I'm a woman. I've gone through it, and I don't think we are going to live with it. We will live with it. It's part of the game. What I want to add to what you just said is the fact that as much as we're advocating for more women representation at all levels, I don't think that Nana is appointing just any other woman, but he is appointing women of competence, like you said, women of substance, women of integrity, women who, when given the opportunity to serve, they are even likely to perform much better than our male counterparts. And we are happy and we appreciate that they've set the pace for all other women to follow. And I think
you were nodding violently to what she was saying.
I couldn't have said it better than she did. Women of substance, women of competence, women of proven abilities, women who love their country and will do whatever it takes, working side by side beside our men to ensure that our country also joins the community of nations that hold their head high and say that yes, we give equal opportunities to everyone to excel. Women, the youth, and more young women are also getting the opportunity, which is exciting. That's why I say it's an exciting time to be a woman in Ghana today.
On that exciting note, we will thank you very much, Honorable Esla Ekufu, Member of Parliament Avenue Kuma West, and Honorable Frida Ose-Krempe, Member of Parliament for Tano North. Brown half regional minister, possibly in the waiting.
Really?
Communications minister, possibly
I
in the waiting.
receive it.
Thank you both of you.
You know what? I've always said that. My sister tells me that I'm progressing horizontally instead of going this way. You know, I have a bit of marketing, a bit of communication, a bit of journalism, a bit of human resource, a bit of local government, everything.
Well
so wherever they place me, I'll be able to serve my country.
Thank you very much. Thank you both of you for joining us on PM Express. We've watched two members of parliament who joined us for this discussion. We will bring you more members of parliament from both sides of the divide to talk to them about what it feels. Those who are new, what it feels like to be new members of parliament. Those who are exiting, if we get them, what it feels to leave the house, which they have been in for a number of years. My name is Malik Abbas Dabu, and you're watching PM Express. We are bringing you this discussion here from Parliament House. A few hours from now, midnight, a minute to midnight, this house will be dissolved. The current house will be dissolved, and a new house will be put in place, will be sworn into office. What is curious about this, or what is interesting about this arrangement, is the current majority will now be in the minority, whilst the current minority will now be in the majority. The current minority now have 169 members of parliament, with the current majority having been reduced to 106 members of parliament. That's what we have currently. We will take a short break. When we come back, I will introduce to you my next set of guests, and we will continue this discussion. You're watching PM Express. Keep watching. PM Express, and we are in Parliament. This is the House which very soon will change in many forms. I have with me two members of Parliament from the now majority but soon to be in the minority. I'm talking about Alhaji Alhassan Mumini, Member of Parliament for Salaga North, NDC Member of Parliament for Salaga North, and of course, Kwabena Minta Akando. He is Member of Parliament for Adwo-Abosu. Gentlemen, welcome.
Thank you, bro.
And Alhaji, let me start with you.
Yeah.
How does it feel that you are in the majority now? In the new parliament, you are going to be in the minority.
Thank you very much for this wonderful opportunity. I want to thank your viewers for being on Joy News all the time. And I believe Joy News is the appropriate place to be.
Absolutely. Thank you.
It's mixed feeling. Mixed feeling in the sense that I would have wished that we continue to be in the majority.
Because when you came to the House, you were in the majority.
Exactly so. And so, on the other hand, going to the minority will also give me an opportunity to have two experiences. Experience in the majority and now experience in the minority.
Except that will be an unpleasant one.
Not that much, because I am still in a position to serve Mother Ghana. Don't forget, whether you are in the majority or you are in the minority, what you are supposed to do as a member of Parliament is to work for Mother Ghana.
Honorable Akando, it's more comfortable being in the majority, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a fact. I mean, no politician would wish that he will be in the minority, especially going into opposition. I don't think it's a good thing at all. But that notwithstanding, that's nature for you. So at this point in time, what you have to be thinking about is to get the best out of minority. You know, as my brother has already indicated, irrespective of the size you belong to, you still have to serve Mother Ghana. And so we'll do our best. But I can tell you, the feeling is not all that good.
Have you entered the chamber?
Yes, I've gone there. I've gone to check where I will be sitting.
Were you shocked by the new arrangements?
Well, I had already prepared my mind. And so when I entered, well, that's the wish of God. And we have been teasing ourselves, you know.
Alaji, did you have a sunken feeling looking at where you used to sit and now you have to move to another side of the house?
Precisely so. Like my colleague rightly said, being on the right side of any other person, you know, being God or being the speaker is always a joyful moment. Okay. But for me to see my side, you know, going into the left means a different thing altogether. Okay. But I equally feel that once it is still in the same chamber, being represented by the people of Salaga North to work for them and for Mother Ghana, I want to believe that sincerely we will put up our best and ensure that democracy is deepening in this country. What is important for us to note is that democracy is about how to change the lives of the people. And so if in any way you find yourself in any capacity, especially when you are in Parliament, you describe yourself as being majority or being minority, the ultimate is for you to have that consensus to be able to put or formulate policies and programs, pass laws and bills that would serve the best interests of the people. And so I think that that is where the Almighty has asked us to work in that capacity. So it's all right.
You straddled both sides of that. You are a deputy minister and you are a member of Parliament. Now one is going to be taken off. You probably may feel the change more.
Well, as I've already indicated, no condition is permanent. No condition is permanent. And so, per the democracy we are practicing in this country, every 4 years we have to go into elections. And the people of Ghana will decide whether or not your party will be in majority or you'll be in minority, or you'll be in power or you'll be in opposition. At this point in time, unfortunately for me, my party is in opposition.
You understand? No longer be a minister?
Well, no, not at all. I don't think so. That we will try to do our best. It doesn't mean that if you are not in power, you can't do anything for your country. And so we'll try as much as possible to take the best out of the circumstances. And then for me, I have the strongest conviction that within the shortest possible time, Ghanaians will start missing us and will bounce back strongly.
You believe you can stage a comeback?
Surely. That I have the strongest, I have no doubt whatsoever. Yeah. Time will tell.
Alaj, before you, this is your second term.
Yeah.
I'm sure before you came into Parliament in 2012, that's 2013, you would have had some expectations.
Yes.
You have done 4 years where those expectations, would you say those expectations were met?
To be precise with you, I was a district chief executive for the East Gonja district for 4 years, from 2009
to 2012.
And so I saw myself to be somebody who is working for the district. There was an opportunity for me to work for the constituency and also to work for Mother Ghana. And so I have the expectation that, bigger things should be able to get into my constituency. And I believe if you look at the constituency from where I started, you would have thought that we have done our best, and the people of Salaga North will testify that I have done, beyond 70% of what I promised them to do. And for me to have sat in this house for 4 years, my expectation was also that I should be able to work in the broader, picture. The district and the constituency is just a narrowed picture. But being here for the past 4 years, I think I have learned a lot from the senior members. I've also gotten the exposure that, putting me in any capacity for now in this country, I believe I have
so for you, there are no disappointments at all?
Not so much.
Were your expectations met when you came into the house?
Yeah. When you are outside Parliament, you may not know as much as you will know when you are inside Parliament. There were a lot of things I didn't know, and it was also a privilege to be associated with some big names. You go to meetings with them, you share ideas with them. Sometimes you run to them, and sometimes you also draw their attention to certain issues. And I think that it's a great moment to be in Parliament. Let me give you a typical example. Before I came to Parliament, anytime I saw the chamber on the screen, and then there were less number of people on the floor of the House.
You felt frustrated.
You understand, and I thought that members were not in the House. But when I came here, I got to know that we have committees, okay? And every committee consists of more than 20 members. So if 5 committees are sitting at the same time and there's a debate on the floor of the House, you should expect that you have more than 80 to 100 people sitting at the committee level. So it doesn't necessarily mean that members are not working. And a lot of things. We have also come to realize that, look, the tension between MPP and DC out there is not the same on the floor of the House.
Really, it's not a reality.
No.
But we hear the minority leader sometimes and the speaker do a job virtually at each other's throats.
Yeah, we may disagree on issues on the floor of the House, but it doesn't mean that we are enemies. It doesn't mean we are enemies. Okay? We may state our position dispassionately. And unfortunately, it is the media that highlight the few things that we disagree on. Because most of the issues we discuss on the floor of the House, we have a consensus. You understand? There are very few issues that we state extreme positions on. So we learn together. You will be marveled to hear that I'll be an MPP, an NDC person, but my friend, my close friend, may be an MPP person. So we learn to work together. We travel together. We do everything together in the chamber.
We think that you only agree when it comes to money. So let me ask you.
You see, that's another unfortunate thing that you people highlight. That is not so.
Well, because we don't hear disagreements and threats of walkout when it comes to money. So let me ask Alaji. Alaji, were your expectations of finances met. You were DC before you became MP. Which one puts more money in your pocket?
Let me be very frank with you. I am somebody who went into public office to serve my people, not to make money.
Okay, but Alaji, which one puts more money in your pocket?
No.
MP or DC?
To be frank with you, I want to set the record straight. What enters your pocket and what I expect to get into my pocket is my monthly salary. And so it doesn't matter where you look at it. If you look at the DC position, there are certain privileges. You have a car, it is serviced by the state. You have a house owned by the state. You understand what I'm saying? And so you don't necessarily see how much you spend on your salary. But when you are MP, whatever you earn here, your car loan is paid out of your salary, and some other things. And so I might not be able to give you a clear indication as to where and which area gives you more money.
Because as DC, you award contracts. MP, you don't really award any contracts.
Exactly so. But what I'm trying to let you understand is when you award contracts, you award contracts to be executed. It doesn't mean necessarily you take personal monies into your pocket.
Nothing doesn't come from the contracts. Not at all.
It doesn't count.
Hey, this one, it's difficult to convince anyone.
My brother, if you are into politics and it is about money. Then you don't go to parliament. Really? No, you don't.
Yeah.
You don't. Parliament may not be a good place for you.
No, but you come to parliament to become a minister like yourself, so
now that his party is not in government.
Even if you are a minister, you don't control money. That's the unfortunate aspect. You don't. I wish I could go to the constituency one day with you. Then I stay with you for only 2 days, and so that you appreciate what I'm going to say. Because you see, you are the first point of call in the constituency if anybody is in need. And you see people who are in dire need. You can't afford to turn a blind eye to them.
Sure.
You'll have to do something. Okay? And let me tell you another interesting thing. Almost every occasion in the constituency, once they get access to you, you are the chairman.
As MP.
As a member of parliament. Everybody is inviting you. And we probably will get there. But if you go to the constituency and you start your campaign like, look, vote for me. I'm going to parliament to make the best of laws for you. You will lose.
You will?
You will lose. I'm telling you. Take it from me. Because you see, the people...
So you must make juicy promises.
Not juicy promises as such. But the people in the constituency are concerned about the basic amenities. The potable drinking water. The road. The school. You understand? That may not be your core responsibility. It is not. As a member of parliament, you are going to the house basically to go and make laws. But you must put some hope in your people that if you get there, you are going to lobby for them to get those basic amenities. So these are some of the things that we need to understand. The number of children you have to assist in school fees, payment, what have you. And you must go beyond your work as stated in the Constitution, else you may disappoint the people. So in terms of money...
very important in the community then.
Of course. If you're a member of parliament, for example, if you come from the part of the country where I come from, the rural constituencies, they see, because you see, it is the MP that is accessible to them. Apart from the president, the next person they vote on is the member of parliament. Probably if you're an education director, the education director will not go to the people, okay? Probably the health director may not go to the people.
So a lot of the burden will fall on
exactly.
you. Just 30 seconds. Is your family here?
Yeah, there.
Honorable, is your family here?
Yeah, my family.
You've brought your families here?
No, my family has been here before I became a member of parliament.
Okay.
I was working with...
whether you have brought them to the chamber.
No, my wife is around.
They are here?
My wife is around.
And your family is here too? Yeah. Great. Honorable Alhaji Alasan Mumuni, Member of Parliament, Salaga North. Honorable Kobna Akando, Member of Parliament, Joabusu. Thank you very much for joining us.
I'm most grateful.
This has been PM Express. We have come to you from Parliament House. We will take a break. When we come back, my colleague Elton John Robbie will take over from me and we will continue with this coverage. This is your election headquarters. This is Joy News. Keep watching. My name is Malik Abbas Dabu. We'll see you.